110, that's the number of current Chicago police officers found to have a history of making false police reports. It is the result of structural failures inside CPD, according to the city's Inspector General. CBS 2's political reporter Chris Ty has combed through the report to find some officers have been promoted many times over. And Chris, members of the City Council were briefed on this today.
They were, Jim. Many times these infractions are expunged from records, which could open the city up to future liability if an officer with a false police report allegation is called to testify. It puts their judgment, the reputation of CPD, and the case being brought against a defendant all into question.
Inside CPD is what's called Rule 14, prohibiting CPD members from making a false report. This report from the city's Inspector General outlines the problem, highlighting a neighbor war from back in 2001. A neighbor alleging that a CPD member grabbed them by the neck and pushed them to the ground during an argument, where the CPD member, the IG's office says, used a pellet gun. The city's Office of Police Standards backed up the allegation after they sustained an allegation that the accused member violated Rule 14 by filing a false report against their neighbor, resulting in the neighbor being arrested for simple assault. An additional allegation of a Rule 14 violation was sustained against the member for providing a false statement when they denied firing the pellet gun despite video evidence. The member challenged this discipline, but the 20-day suspension was upheld. This is one of 110 examples of CPD members as of last fall, with a history of filing false police reports, according to the Inspector General. 2 of those 110 were later given CPD promotions. 1 was promoted 3 times. Some are now training other officers.
The fact that some of those officers with sustained Rule 14s could be training other officers is a huge concern.
Members of the City Council's Committee on Ethics and Government Oversight, enraged by details they say puts bad cops in positions where their testimony in criminal cases could upend a prosecution.
That has negative implications for their ability to participate in criminal proceedings if that gets to them and then someone seeks to impeach them on the stand, which I think is a situation none of us want to be in.
The fix? Termination. The IG's office recommends separation of CPD members found in violation of Rule 14.
Now, the officer involved in that neighbor war we outlined for you, 22 years later now, they are an active bike officer and also assigned to CPD's Education and Training Division. Unclear what, if any, moves the Ethics Committee will make to stop this kind of behavior from continuing. There were no votes on the matter today. Live in the newsroom, Chris Ty, CBS 2 News.